Are your legs feeling weaker, stiffer, or more unsteady with each passing month?
Have you noticed that your balance no longer feels reliable? Or that standing from a chair leaves your legs aching?
If this sounds familiar, I need you to stop and pay close attention. What I am about to explain may surprise you because the foods you trust may be silently robbing your strength.
For decades, nuts have been promoted as the perfect snack for heart health, protein, and longevity.
But some of the most common nut products may be weakening your muscles, inflaming your joints. They do not destroy you in one bite, but slowly. They chip away at your legs.
In this discussion, I will reveal 5 types of nut-based foods and give you practical solutions.
And before we begin, if you have not subscribed yet, I encourage you to do so.
1. Salted peanuts, the snack that feels harmless but silently burdens your legs.
One case I cannot forget is Harold, who described his legs as if they were cinder blocks.
He was not overweight, yet his legs had grown heavy, stiff, and filled with sharp pains.
One culprit stood out that he never suspected: salted peanuts.
But commercially salted peanuts are often loaded with sodium and fried in oils that increase inflammation.
This combination encourages fluid retention. Sodium forces the body to hold excess water, swelling the lower limbs.
At first, it may be subtle, tight shoes or heavier calves.
But over time, tissues swell, oxygen delivery drops, and muscles weaken.
Walking becomes more difficult. Standing from a chair feels harder.
Many seniors blame age, but it is not simply age. It is dietary choices hiding in plain sight.
Harold's daily handful of salted peanuts had created a long-term problem.
We replaced his snack with unsalted, dry roasted peanuts and increased his hydration.
Within weeks, he felt lighter on his feet, and he regained stamina.
2. Hunnel roasted almonds, sweet and addictive yet quietly destroying leg strength.
2. Honey roasted almonds.
I first met Lillian. She told me her legs felt tired after only 10 minutes on her feet.
She described muscles that ached and night cramps so sharp they sometimes made her cry out.
She told me proudly, "It's my healthy snack." But honey roasted almonds are far from harmless.
But once coated in sugar, baked at high heat, and packed in oil, they become a metabolic burden.
The sugar coating drives blood sugar up, then crashes it, creating cycles of inflammation. This constant roller coaster encourages insulin resistance and robs muscle cells of the glucose they need.
Without proper energy, muscles fatigue quickly and slowly atrophy.
Add to this the oxidized oils from roasting, which damage mitochondria.
We shifted her snacks to raw or lightly roasted nuts without sugar.
Within 6 weeks, her cramps stopped. In 2 months, she was walking a mile again without pain.
Her story shows that even foods promoted as healthy can be deceptive traps.
And if honey roasted almonds can do this, what about the mixed nut canisters found in nearly every pantry?
3. Mixed nuts in commercial canisters.
George, a 75-year-old veteran,
could no longer mow the lawn he once loved.
His legs felt heavy, numb, and unresponsive, especially in the evenings.
But he also kept a large canister of mixed nuts on his counter, grabbing handfuls through the day.
The label promised heart-smart benefits, but the reality was different.
Most commercial nut blends are roasted in cheap oils like soybean or cottonseed oil,
which are high in omega-6 fatty acids, fueling chronic inflammation.
The sodium added to these mixes also causes water retention, compressing blood vessels.
Over time, legs feel like sandbags, slow and stiff.
We removed the processed nut mix and replaced it with a custom blend of raw walnuts.
Within 2 months, he proudly walked his granddaughter down the aisle without a cane.
And if store-bought mixes can damage circulation, what about a nut many consider luxurious?
4. Cashews coated in oils. Tasty, but quietly stealing muscle resilience.
Margaret complained of morning stiffness and legs that felt as if they were dragging weights.
She smiled when describing her healthy snack, roasted in soybean and palm oils.
These oils tilt the body into a state of chronic inflammation.
With age, the body's ability to repair muscle slows, so inflammation lingers.
Cashews also contain oxalates, which interfere with calcium absorption.
Point increasing the risk of bone loss and frailty in the hips and legs.
We eliminated them, introduced raw, unsalted cashews in moderation.
Within a month, she could stand from a chair without pushing on her knees.
But perhaps the most deceptive nut-based food is marketed as trail fuel. 5. Trail mix with chocolate and candy. Seemingly innocent yet silently weakening the legs.
But when he walked across the room, I noticed a shuffle. He thought his snack of trail mix was healthy. Nuts, raisins, and chocolate chips.
But sugar-coated nuts and chocolate create a glycemic bomb.
Each handful caused blood sugar spikes and crashes, fueling fatigue.
Fueling fatigue, nerve dysfunction, and inflammation.
For seniors, unstable blood sugar accelerates muscle exhaustion and joint weakness.
We replaced his snack with a custom mix of raw pumpkin seeds, unsweetened cranberries.
In 5 weeks, his cramps nearly vanished, and his stride was confident again. His story proves that the small foods we consider harmless can quietly decide whether our legs remain steady.
And now, what practical solutions can protect seniors from losing mobility?
6. Solutions to restore strength and protect mobility.
Susan nearly wept when she told me. I used to chase my grandkids. Now I fear getting out of my chair.
Her legs were weak, balance slipping. She believed she was eating well but relied on processed snacks.
What she needed was not more pills, but targeted changes.
First, we eliminated processed snacks, replacing them with anti-inflammatory foods.
Second, we emphasized protein at each meal to support muscle repair.
Third, we improved hydration and reduced sodium.
Fourth, we encouraged short daily walks to maintain circulation.
In 2 months, she played with her grandchildren in the park, no longer trapped in her chair.
Her story highlights that aging does not have to mean decline.
Sarcopenia
Can be slowed and even reversed.
Which brings us to the final message. Final message. Reclaim your legs. Reclaim your independence. If you are over 60 and feel your legs growing heavier, it is not simply age. It is not inevitable decline. It is your body signaling that habits may be undermining your strength.
The stories of Harold, Lillian, George, Margaret, Roger, and Susan reveal that common snacks can quietly destroy mobility.
But they also reveal hope, because with small intentional changes, recovery happens. That muscles regain tone, balance returns, and life opens again.
Your legs are more than limbs. They are your freedom, your dignity.
So let this be your turning point. Remove the harmful snacks. Choose foods that heal. Protect your independence now, one choice at a time. Because every step you take forward is not just movement, it is life itself.
And if no one has told you this today, you are not too old. It is not too late.
And your legs are still worth protecting, always.